Coming up on True Superhero Story, genius, billionaire, Playboy philanthropist. We all know the story of Iron Man and the villains he defeated, but what we don't know are the villains he was fighting deep inside.
We understand why he has problems and that his, childhood was the way it was and he went through a dark period in his life.
Alcoholism, daddy issues, the dark side of fame. In the next 5 minutes, we welcome you to step inside the door to Iron Man's mind that has never been opened until now. This is True Superhero Story. As the son of a brilliant scientist and founder of Stark Industries, living up to his father's expectations was no small task. Howard Stark was a mountain of success, a mountain that towered over Tony, shrouding him in shadow during childhood. However, this was in no way a hindrance to Tony's future success, for his winning combination of passion, hard work, and an overall stellar sequence of genetics shot him sky high. At age 7, Tony Stark was shipped off to a boarding school under the instruction of his father. Although he was top of his class, he was bottom of the social chain. Plagued with an inability to relate to classmates, Tony became fascinated with machines and their inner workings. By the age of 15, he was accepted into MIT as a bona fide boy genius. There, he graduated top of his class once again with a master's degree in electrical engineering and physics. Things were finally looking up for Tony, that is, until the night of December 16th, 1991, when nothing would be the same again. It was a car crash, at least that's what was reported. Howard and Maria Stark were found dead at the scene. The words of his parents' death left 21-year-old Tony Stark spiraling into a dark tornado of devastation. For the first time, the festering anxieties that plagued Tony as a young boy began to surface. But from the fire of his family's destruction emerged the blessing of inheritance. For the first time in his life, Tony found himself standing on the peak of Howard Stark's mountain. Everything that his father had worked for was now his. But with his newfound success came a first taste of a new drug: fame. In just a matter of months, Tony found himself drowning in a lifestyle that his father abhorred, the life of a playboy. Tony Stark rose to become known as America's hottest billionaire.
This is really nice. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to send you love, and then I'm going to receive love. So here's me sending it.
With colorful glasses, dapper suits, and an undeniably charismatic attitude,
I feel like I could just fall asleep on this live show.
Tony was the talk of the world. However, the world was no stranger to his past.
The reason I'm asking about the past is that you've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father, the dark periods you went to.
Right. Bye.
Tony clearly had a problem, but was he too busy to face them? Little did he know, his problems were about to get a lot more complicated. During a demonstration of Stark Industries' Jericho missile, Tony was injured, captured, and imprisoned by a terrorist group called the 10 Rings. While in captivity, Stark developed in secret a prototypical suit powered with an arc reactor in order to fight his way out and survive. Upon Tony's return to the States, he further developed his armor and was gifted a title even greater than billionaire, the title of superhero.
I am Iron Man.
But with this great suit of armor came a sense of great responsibility, a responsibility that he sometimes had trouble dealing with. But there was one person who saw through his antics and eventually touched his heart with a strange sensation, the sensation of love. Her name was Pepper Potts. In just a matter of years, Pepper went from Stark's accountant to assistant to lover.
It's very nice to have the relationship evolve, especially now.
Tony had finally found his missing piece, his second half, the soul that would make him complete. However, these new feelings and commitments presented a new set of problems. Now he had someone else to protect, someone he truly loved and cared for. Through the good times and the hard times, Pepper was there for him. But with the stability of Tony's love for Pepper came an instability of anger, betrayal, and a threat greater than anyone could have imagined. Join us next time as we take a look at the final days of Tony's tale. This has been True Superhero Story.